Today I'm making a delicious spinach börek. So I've got lots of spinach washed, and I'm just starting off by cooking my base with olive oil and garlic. And to that I want to add some sweet paprika. There we go, a generous amount. Just give it a quick swirl. Now that's ready to take the spinach. I've put all my spinach in the pan slowly, gradually feeding it in as it wilts down. I don't want to overcook it, but you need to sort of get that liquid out, because otherwise you're going to find that might just make your börek too soft. So basically I've seasoned it, and now this is ready, and the rest will cook in its own heat. And now I'm going to just take it off the heat and let it cool down so I can put my börek together. Hi everyone, Susan Davis from Susan Davis Nutrition here. Today we're going to make a spinach börek. I've learned how to make this börek when I was studying in Turkey, just by eating and looking at different creations in Turkey. So it's one of my absolute favorite oven böreks. So we're going to use some phyllo pastry, some spinach that I've cooked already. What I'll do is cooking out, sitting in its own cooking juice. So we're going to drain it from that liquid, because we don't want the pastry to go too soft. So let's just fish it out. The reason I'm not going to sit it in a colander and press it, because the juice is part of the flavour, so I don't want to lose that. And it's been cooling for a while, but it's probably needs a little bit more cooling to do. But by the time I get everything ready, it probably will be okay to use. All that juice that's left in the pan is the residue of the spinach cooking juice, and some sort of paprika and a bit of the seasoning, obviously, and garlic that I've used to cook it. So it's quite flavoursome and can be used in a soup. So I'll put that aside. Okay, yeah, put that aside. Right, okay, so we're going to do a spinach börek. So we've got some spinach, got a little bit of hard cheese that I'm going to use with the spinach in it for extra flavour, and we're going to make a yoghurt custard with yoghurt and an egg, and we're going to use some olive oil to grease our tray, and finally I'll decorate it with some seeds. I've got a mixture of seeds here. We've got sesame seeds, white sesame seeds, black sesame seeds. I've got tiny anise seeds, and I've got nigella seeds in there. I like to sprinkle it with some sweet paprika as well before it goes in the oven. Okay, let's just grease the tray. If you want to make a really quick börek, you can just lay your pastry in there just like as flat sheets and just layer it about, but I'm going to roll mine. That's the way I like making it. So if I can just pop this one over here, and let's see, I want to grate some cheese in here first. So it's a little bit hotter than I wanted, but we need to get going. So we pop some cheese in there. If you don't want to use cheese, you can omit that. I'm using some Grana Padano cheese, which is a bit similar to Parmesan. It's a little bit younger. It's got a nice sour texture and flavour to it, which I quite like, and it goes quite nice in this dish. Any other cheese, aged cheese would do well. Okay, let's grate this quickly. If you're vegan, obviously, you could combine spinach and mushrooms. That's a really classic flavoursome combination. And you'd omit the yogurt, the regular cow's milk yogurt, and you can use things like soya yogurt, coconut yogurt would be acceptable alternatives. Or you could just simply make a custard with milk and plant milk, and well, if you're vegan you wouldn't use the eggs either, so that's a different subject, but there's other ways to go about doing it. You can always bake this in the oven with just a little bit of olive oil, and that works quite well as well. I have a video about that already on my YouTube channel. Okay, so here we go. It's still a bit hot, but not to worry. I need to get going with this. Okay, so let's roll one up. A bit more. So always make sure your filo pastry is nice and fresh, so that way it's more pliable and it will roll up nicely. So we're going to roll it up. Get the tray. I'm going to actually start making this little into a roll. Oh, pastry's breaking. That's not good, is it? Okay, not to worry. Excuse me. So these I'm buying the whole filo pastry, which comes in a round shape. Just going to cut this down the middle. And if it really terribly starts breaking, I just won't worry too much about it, because it's no big deal really. Let's put less spinach in it and see how we go. So spinach is really nice, great source of lots of nutrients, magnesium, iron, calcium, it's all in there. This can be a bit tricky to get children to eat it, but if you make something with pastry, you might find that they'll love it. So that's really good to keep that in mind. It might not be very popular, say, pastry. So what I wanted to do is I was going to wrap this around it and make one big sort of round pastry. See if we can get in the view. But the filo pastry sometimes is breaking, but let's see. We're just going to go around like that, and I'm just going to go round and round and round, and then hopefully aim to fill up the tray. So I'll carry on with that. Okay, so we've got our Börek ready. I've made one circle, and then I just slowly made the other wrapped up filo pastry around it, so we got one big round, if you like to, I don't know what to call it really, like a little sort of flower type formation there. So what I'm going to do, I'm using the bowl where I had the residue of the spinach juice to make my custard, shall we say. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some yogurt, natural yogurt. This is nice and sour Turkish yogurt. We're going to use about 1.5 cups. It's about 300 mils, 300 to 400 mils. Actually, go up to about 400 mils probably yogurt there. Let's add an egg. Season your custard if you like, but I'm not going to. Hi Lily, because I seasoned the spinach highly. And then just give it a mix. I'm just making some Börek. I'm just recording. Yeah, I'm speaking to the camera. Yeah. So
is it
done in a
okay?
minute.
Huh? You're not posting this, are you?
I'm going to post it, of course I am.
I don't want to be in it.
I'm just going to add some of the spinach juice. To flavour it further. Okay, so what we're going to do next is pop it on the Börek. So this is like the custard. And what you do is, just go quick. You can put some olive oil in there as well, but I don't think that's really that necessary. But if you look at some traditional recipes, you'll find that they'll be adding oil to it. Usually they use vegetable oil, but I'm going to keep mine like that. No need for the extra calories from that. It's very flavorful like this. So make sure you're making it all nice and wet everywhere. And what we're going to do is, I'm not going to pop this in the oven straight away. I'm actually just going to let it sit, and for all the pastry to absorb the moisture from the custard, it becomes much nicer like this. However, I'll just sprinkle it with the seeds. And then I'll just cover it and let it sit there. So now our Börek is ready. It's been sitting at room temperature for about 1.5 hours, but I want to cook it now, so it's ready for evening dinner. So it's been sitting, it hasn't absorbed all the yogurt, however the pastry is getting nice and sort of soft. It's a bit like raw pasta consistency, but not as dry, but just like a little bit damp. So I'm going to put this in the oven now, and I'm going to bake it probably in a medium heat oven for about 30 to 40 minutes, or till it's like really cooked through, and then we'll come back to it and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so our Börek has been in the oven for almost 45 minutes, and it's ready to come out now. As you can see, it's kind of puffed up, and it's kind of the juices of the spinach are just starting to bubble around from the sides of the pastry at certain points. So our spinach Börek is cooked. Here we go. I just wanted to show you the layer, so I'll cut into it with you together. Let's do this nice bit over here that's nice and browned. So I've cooked this for about 40 to 45 minutes. And it's just nice. You know, when it's cooked, it's like it'll slightly be puffed up, and the juice of the spinach will start coming through the layers. Okay. I like the sort of when you roll up the spinach around the filling, the filo around the filling, you get these little tunnels like cannelloni, and it looks quite nice. So that's the spinach Börek that's finished, and this is what it looks like. We'll be tucking into that, and I'm sure it tastes delicious.